Yeah. Beep. Beep. Yo, guys, what's up? It's Isaac from the GTE Event Group, and with me I got Mr. Bowser and Mr. Hernandez, captured in GTE in the house. We are in Las Vegas at the, we're not at... We are in Las Vegas for the Wedding MBA 2018. Today was day one, kind of a short day with classes and all. Actually, one class to be in particular. But we want to talk about our takeaways for today's class. And the person talking tonight was Vanessa Joy, which seems to be Alex's kind of good friend.
She's we're friends. She's kind of mentoring me a little bit along the way. Cool. I'm very thankful for that.
Awesome. So check this out, guys. If you're just tuning in, Vanessa, what does she charge roughly? If you had to guess. I don't know if you know her prices.
So she's a very high-end wedding photographer in the nation.
Maybe we should leave it like that.
Yeah. She's the one that you want to go to if you're trying to ball out. Like, if you can ball out and you want to ball out, she's the one you want.
Yeah, I know that photographers around that big baller that only want to take about 20 are usually somewhere around the 10,000 to start off with.
Yeah.
Cool.
But don't get me wrong, though. She loves working with people, so...
Most definitely. But the reason why I bring that up is because I want everyone listening to understand that tonight's class was all about price versus cost.
Yes.
And you get to that status by offering a tremendous amount of value and being extremely good at what we do.
And being personable. Those relationships.
Yeah, that's definitely came up. So that's exactly what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about, the value versus, price versus cost. When someone calls and says, hey, how much do you charge? Or, I need to go home and think about it. What is it that you're going to think about? Are you going to think about the price? Or are you thinking about cost? So how about it? Like, what do you guys think?
I got a pretty good takeaway from it. What about you, Chris?
Yeah.
You want to lead off on this one? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in regards to price versus cost, I mean, she broke it down, in such a way that it's like, hey, this is the value. This is why it's this much. I'm not costing you this much. This is how much your investment is in your wedding photos. That's kind of the takeaway I took from that. I don't know what you took away from that specific quote that she said.
I took it away as like a form of almost in a negative manner. Not like a negative, but like... So, when I meet with the clients and like, well, what's the cost? Now I know, or now I want to ask the question, well, what's the cost of going with a subpar or amateur DJ when you're investing thousands of dollars into this wedding day and you're putting it in the hands of somebody that's only been doing this less than a year? What's the cost of you going with somebody that is not experienced? What's the cost of you not going with what feels right, but what feels right for the budget? You know what I mean? So investing versus cost. So people always tend to look at it as the cost. What's this going to cost me? What could cost you your entire wedding day if you don't move forward with the company? Not necessarily us, but a company of the same caliber that cares about your wedding day, much like we do.
Absolutely. And I think Vanessa was talking, of course, she's a photographer. She was talking more on the photography, standpoint. But I think as photographers and wedding DJs and MCs, I think we have the two biggest roles when it comes to that, when it comes to cost
for sure.
versus price.
Aside from the bride and groom, that is the dynamic duo. I tell clients that all the time, that the entertainment, that's going to ensure everybody's having a good time and then you don't have to worry about it. The photographer is how you remember it. One without the other, you can kind of get away with it, but if you do a good job on both of them, or even videographers, if you book the right person, and you invest in the right person, then
that's all you got at the end. The memories of the fun times and the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
So.
DJ creates the moments, photographers capture it.
Yes, sir.
Shoot, with that being said, we can end the podcast right here.
Just about, man. Yeah.
That's it.
That was a very good takeaway. She also hit that social media hard.
She did.
That social media, I mean, we don't have to brush on it too much, but wow, social media is now. The future is now, for sure.
I think she really took the time these last several years when social media is really becoming the leading way for people to actually look at work and stuff like that, like reviews. And I think she's really invested a lot of time in learning all that, more so than I think a lot of people in this industry have. I think that's where she really shines, is her social involvement.
Yeah, she definitely dominates.
Yeah, I would say so.
All right. Well,
Well,
hey, Ryan, you're gonna have to bleep that out. Oh man, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, other than that,
well, let me ask you this real quick. So, how long have you been in the industry, Isaac?
professionally, 14 years.
14 years. What about the change in dynamics of selling? Like, people are ready to book based off an Instagram page nowadays.
So that happens not quite a bit. More so than ever before. Like, I mean, and a lot has to do with as much as you post.
Yeah.
They're seeing everything that you put online, and we get those clients that realistically kind of don't have a budget, or they might have a budget, but they fell in love with our work so much that they're willing to spend outside of their budget to make sure to invest in having a wonderful day. You know, it's going back to the whole price versus cost. In this case, they are getting way more for their money, you know, because what they're getting is one hell of a time, a good time, if you will, you know. And there's several little things that I did, or several ways. Actually, I designed the company to give several things to our clients to feel that value within our price from the times that we meet with them, to showing them and explaining how they can expect their day to unfold, how our performance may be for their event. And that's both on the turntables and how we MC, you know. And if they don't have a wedding coordinator or wedding planner to put it all together, you know, I make sure that they're well aware that we are their next best bet, and we're there. We got their back. You know, we're not going to let the timing fall off. Now, because we're on camera, I want them to know out there, man, but you got to let us do our job.
Yeah.
You know, so if you don't have someone there and we're trying to keep things afloat or keep things on time, if we have someone telling us, oh no, you know, specifically a bride or groom saying, we want to go take more photos for even longer, even though we see their guests kind of getting bored, I mean, up to them, it's their wedding, and I want them to have everything they want. But they don't realize what they might be costing them long term when they come back from their photos. Where do my guests go?
Yeah.
Why are they all drunk? You know?
Yeah.
Where was all the cupcakes at the dessert table?
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of letting us do what we do. You know, what we created.
Absolutely.
There needs to be a new term, I think. Instead of masters of the ceremony, there needs to be like a new, like, masters of the night or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something,
But anyways, guys, I don't want this podcast to be too long. I just wanted to really talk about our touch base versus, you know, on that cost versus price, you know. And if you're watching this out there, I mean, it's super important for you guys to know that you take time and invest the time, not even money, the time, and meet several vendors to see how they perform, you know, to make sure that you guys click. I mean, after all, you have to spend all day with them. You better make sure that you like the person, and you want to make sure that person likes you. Don't book based upon price. That is the worst thing that you can do.
Absolutely.
When else are you going to give a complete stranger a couple $1,000 on the biggest night of your life?
Yeah, absolutely. So anyways, guys, this is day one out here, Wedding MBA. We'll come back with more information tomorrow. With that, gentlemen, time for dinner?
Time for dinner.
Time for dinner.
Alex,
Dilly.
DTE, out.
Captured. Out.
Time for dinner!